The Indian Parliament has two houses. The lower house is called the Lok Sabha and the upper house is called the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha. Composition. The lower house of the Parliament of India is called the Lok Sabha, which is the representative body of the people. The maximum number of members of this house can be 550. Not more than 530 members chosen by direct election from states, and not more than 20 members to represent the Union territories. The present strength of the Lok Sabha is 545, 543 elected and 2 nominated. 2 members of the Lok Sabha are appointed by the President. Qualifications of the members. In order to seek election to the Lok Sabha, a person must possess the following qualifications. He should be a citizen of India. He should be 25 years of age. He should not be a proclaimed offender. He should not be holding an office of profit under the government. He should not be a proclaimed insolvent. He should have his name in the electoral rolls in any part of the country. Elections and working of the Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha is normally elected for 5 years. It may be dissolved by the President before the expiry of its term. Its tenure during emergency can be increased by 6 months at a time, subject to a maximum of 3 years. For the purpose of elections, the whole country is divided into constituencies. Each constituency consists of several lakhs of people. Every adult of 18 years of age or above has been given the right to vote. Votes are cast on the basis of secret ballot, which means nobody can judge in whose favor a voter has cast his vote. After election to the Parliament, every member of the Parliament has to take an oath of faith and loyalty to the Constitution of India. The President addresses the members of the two houses together once a year. There are generally 3 sessions of the Parliament in a year. If need be, a special session may also be held. The Constitution has laid down that the interval between 2 sessions of the Parliament should not exceed 6 months. The business of the Parliament is conducted either in English or in Hindi, but if a member does not know either of the 2 languages, the Speaker can allow him to express himself in his own mother tongue. The quorum of the Lok Sabha is 1/10 of the total strength of its members. It means it cannot function unless 1/10 of its total members are present. The first hour of each day's sitting is reserved as question hour, when members of the Parliament can draw the attention of the House to matters of utmost importance. Thereafter, other matters are taken up. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha. After the general elections are over and the Lok Sabha is duly constituted with a declaration by the Election Commission, the first thing for the Lok Sabha to do is to elect its chairman and vice chairman, popularly known as the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker respectively. The Deputy Speaker acts as the Speaker when the latter is not present. In the opinion of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Speaker represents the House, and because the House represents the nation in a particular way, the Speaker becomes the symbol of the nation's freedom and liberty. The Speaker performs various important functions. He presides over the meetings of the Lok Sabha. Resolutions or bills can be moved only with his permission. He allows time to the members to speak in the House. He can adjourn the meetings of the Lok Sabha. He calls for vote on the bills as well as on other motions. He presides over joint sessions of both the houses of the Parliament. He decides whether a particular bill is a money bill or not. He has a casting vote in case of a deadlock. He can suspend a member from the House for misconduct. He appoints various parliamentary committees and guides them in their work. It is his duty to safeguard the privileges of the members of the House. He can adjourn the House if it lacks quorum. He has the final say to decide whether a question put up by a member during the question hour is to be allowed or not. He admits various motions, that is, motions for adjournment or no confidence motion, etc., if he finds them in order under the rules. The Rajya Sabha. Composition. The upper house of the Parliament of India is popularly known as the Rajya Sabha. It represents the federating states of the Indian Union corresponding to the Senate of the USA. But while the constituent units of the USA have an equal representation of 2 members each in the Senate, the representation of Indian states in the Rajya Sabha differs from the state to state on the basis of their respective populations. The maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha can be 250 members. Not more than 238 representatives of the state and of the Union territories, and 12 members nominated by the President from amongst the men of repute in various spheres of life. Example, science, art, technology, etc. At present, the Rajya Sabha has 245 members. 233 of them are elected by the States of Union and 12 members are nominated by the President. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. It cannot be dissolved like the Lok Sabha. Each member of the Rajya Sabha is elected for a period of 6 years. 1/3 of the total members of the House retire after every 2 years. For membership of the Rajya Sabha, a candidate must possess certain qualifications. He must be a citizen of India. He should be 30 years of age. He should not be a proclaimed offender. He should not hold any office of profit under the government. His name should be in the voter list of the state from which he is seeking election. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha elects its deputy chairman from amongst its own members. The duties of the chairman of the Rajya Sabha are the same as those of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. The Parliament is perhaps the most important organ of the democratic setup in India. We need it for various obvious reasons. As already said, the Parliament of India consists of the President, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. After the elections are over, the Parliament first of all tries to select the executive in the government. The majority party or like-minded parties which are able to get the majority in the Parliament are invited to form the government. The government is directly responsible to the Parliament for its acts of omission and commission. If the government flouts the constitution, it can be voted out of office by passing a vote of no confidence against the Prime Minister or the ministry as a whole or any of its members. The members of the Parliament can move an adjournment motion on any urgent matter requiring an immediate attention of the government. If such a motion is admitted, the minister in charge of such a department is reprimanded for the flaws or failure of his ministry. Then again, An hour a day in the daily routine of the Parliament, when in session, is reserved for asking questions from the government. The members can ask any question relating to the administration of the state, and the ministers are obliged to answer them. In this way, they can keep a check on the functioning of the various departments under different ministers. Not only this, the Parliament can hold the strings of the government tight by voting a cut in the annual budget. The salaries and allowances of the ministers are decided by the Parliament. Law-making functions. It frames new laws and amends or repeals them if necessary on all the 97 subjects of the Union list and all the residuary subjects which have not found a place in any of the lists. In certain cases, it can enact laws on the subjects of the state list also. The Parliament, along with the state legislature, can pass laws regarding the 47 subjects on the concurrent list. In case of any clash, the law passed by the Parliament shall prevail. The Union Parliament has the sole right to amend the Constitution, although in certain cases these amendments should be ratified by a majority of the states. Control on the national finance. The Union Parliament is the custodian of the national purse. Neither a penny can be spent on any item, nor a paisa can be collected by way of taxes without the prior approval of the Parliament. The Parliament passes the budget of the Union government. It is, however, empowered to vote a cut in the budget or to reject it altogether. Thus, the Parliament acts as the controller of the national finance. Judicial functions. The Parliament enjoys certain judicial powers also. It can impeach the President, a judge of the Supreme Court or the High Court, in case they are found violating the Constitution or misusing their status or indulging in corruption of any nature. Electoral functions. The Parliament plays an important role in the election of the President and the Vice President. Between the two houses of the Parliament. Theoretically speaking, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha enjoy equal powers. But we cannot overlook the fact that the Lok Sabha represents the people and is elected by the people. On the other hand, the Rajya Sabha represents the states of the Indian Union and its members are elected indirectly by the members of the state legislative assemblies. They never have to go to the people. In such a situation, it is but natural that the Lok Sabha is given an upper hand in almost all matters concerning the Parliament. We shall compare their process and functions. Difference over the legislative matters. Legislative enactments belong to two categories: ordinary bills and money bills. Ordinary bills. An ordinary bill can originate in either house of the Parliament and must be passed by both the houses of the Parliament before going in for the President's assent. But in case of a deadlock between the two houses over a bill, it is to be resolved in a joint session of both the houses with the Speaker of the Lok Sabha in the chair. As the membership of the Lok Sabha is more than double the membership of the Rajya Sabha, it is the will of the Lok Sabha that prevails on the strength of its majority in the joint session. Money bills. In case of money bills, the Rajya Sabha has been given virtually no powers. A money bill can originate only in the Lok Sabha. When any money bill is passed by the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha has no power whatsoever to make a change in it against the will of the Lok Sabha. It can, at the most, delay a money bill by sitting over it for 14 days. After the expiry of the period, the bill is supposed to be passed by the Rajya Sabha and can be sent for the President's signatures. Control over the executive. Both the houses of the Parliament have equal rights of asking questions or bringing in various kinds of motions against the government. The Council of Ministers is primarily responsible to the Lok Sabha. A vote of no confidence passed in the Rajya Sabha does not oblige the government to resign, but a similar vote passed in the Lok Sabha makes it obligatory for the government to quit.